Wednesday edition. It's Mr. Irrelevant. I'm Alex Strouf with you from the Grubel offices, one call outside studio at the Avenue downtown Milwaukee. Joshie DiMaggio is here. Will Sommers is here. Hunter Vaughn is back at the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, running the show as always. Full crew back together again on this fine Wednesday. Plenty to get to with the Milwaukee Brewers. Dom Cotroneo, our buddy from 620 WTMJ, will join us in about 10 minutes. Live from Chicago for the Cubs and Brewers series. We will play some Brewers superlatives with him. We'll talk a little Jordan Love and Packers injuries / Packers preseason ahead of tomorrow's joint practice with the Seahawks. And, of course, we'll do all our normal Wednesday shenanigans as well. Will's week in review on a Wednesday. We'll play a little one word Wednesday. We will play a little what we missed as well. All still ahead in the next hour here on Mr. Irrelevant. Brewers have lost 2 in a row. They lose both in the doubleheader yesterday to the Chicago Cubs. And I know Joshie's freaking out.
Freaking out?
I'm just joking.
I'm not. I did have this thought in the shower, though. They have 3 losses in 3 days and somehow a win in there.
That's a good point. Good point by you, yeah.
It feels like we haven't been able to say 3 losses in 3 days in a long time.
Yeah, but it's not 3 straight.
It's not.
At least not yet. They could lose today and make it 3 straight. The best part is, dude, like, this team's still 7 games up on the Cubs.
Yeah.
They're 32 games over 500. That's August 20th.
That's what the 14-game win streak in the, what was it, like 26 of 30 games in that stretch. That's what that can afford you is, even if you come back to earth a little bit or you have a rough patch, who knows what happens the rest of the way the next 2 games, it's certainly no cause for real concern. You'd love to take the season series and you'd love to grow your place in the division, but if you come out a game or 2 back of where you wanted to be, you're not tanked.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. This division race is probably over. There's a month left of the season. It's a 7-game lead, as long as the Brewers don't lose the remaining 2 games in the series. Because that would make it 5, and then obviously, you've got a month left to play. But if the Brewers can keep it at 7 and even 6, I think this division race is over, and the Brewers just need to gun and try to maintain, as good as the record has been, try to maintain that top seed in the National League, control your own destiny in the National League playoffs, be at home as much as possible. And you likely see these Cubs if you're the number 1 seed in the National League. Now, obviously, that would require the Cubs to win in the wild card, but if the Cubs do win in the wild card, it would be Cubs Brewers in the NLDS, which I would be very happy to see and would be very fun to watch. Obviously, with all the storylines, right? These are 2 of the best teams in the NL. Craig Counsell's the manager of the Cubs, obviously the former manager of the Brewers, yada, yada, yada. So I would love to see that matchup. But even if the Brewers get this thing down to 6 games, I still think this division's a lock the way they've been playing.
I'm a little weary saying lock. I certainly feel secure. The Cubs have the 5th best record in all the baseball.
I know they do. They're a good team, right? And I think that's something maybe we lost sight of because of how unbelievable the Brewers were playing.
And how much of distance they set themselves apart from the Cubs.
Yeah, they're 72-54. They're still a very good baseball team.
Right.
But when you go on a 14-game win streak, naturally you're going to be, as I said, 32 games over 500 as of today. Prior to tonight's game, you're 7 games up in the NL Central. It's just ridiculous how much that sets you apart. Because, and baseball math is weird because they play so many games. But the Brewers, as I keep mentioning, 32 games over 500, right? That's a 7-game lead. A 7-game swing only has the Cubs 18 games over 500. Given the mathematics that work into that. But it's weird to think about it that way. Because, I guess the way my head works would be, so they're 25 games over 500. But no, they're actually 18 games over 500. So, anyway, math.
Good job.
Thanks you. Yeah, you're welcome, guys.
Got yourself hung up in the air, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did.
We needed a parachute pad.
Yeah, we did really bad, and nobody gave me one, so I guess I'll just sit here and drown.
You brought it back together, but in there I was the, what is it, Zach Galifianakis with all the numbers flying in front of your eyes?
Yes.
That's what I was like.
What's happening? What's happening? So I guess as we look at this series, and I said this last week, and I think it was just me and Will, or maybe it was on Monday when it was just me and Will, because you abandoned us at one point, and Hunter was off on Monday.
Big time.
Yeah, big time in us. It's crazy to me to think, even 2 weeks ago, I had this series circled, right? This Cubs series, 5 games. It's the final time these two teams see each other in the regular season, and it's just going to be this massive series, right? It could really dictate the outcome of the NL Central. And then as the Brewers kept winning and inventing ways to win and finding different ways to win, and the Cubs kept inventing ways to lose and finding different ways to lose, all of a sudden we're here, and I still have juice, right? Naturally, you always have juice for a series when it's two teams that are rivals, right? It's a rivalry series. It's the two relevant teams in the NL Central the last decade. And so there's natural juice that comes with it, the Craig Counsell angle, yada, yada. But I don't feel like I have as much juice for this series as I did even 2 weeks ago, because it's not going to dictate, at least I don't think it will. I don't think it will dictate the outcome of the division. I don't think it's going to dictate the standings. It won't, because they literally could sweep the Brewers, which they can't do because the Brewers won the first game in the series. But they could even sweep the Brewers in the series, and it just doesn't dictate the outcome. Like, my juice has fallen a little bit. I still want to see the Brewers win. I still want to see the Brewers compete. And the 2 games yesterday were, I don't want to say disheartening, because they're that good that 2 games aren't going to change my tune on how good I think this team is. But a 6-4 loss in game 1, a 4-1 loss last night. You go, okay, well, maybe they're just cooling off for a day, and then they might score 14 runs tonight, given how they play baseball. So, yeah, the juice is a little bit down, but the big thing for me tonight is let's just see Mizorowski rebound after a tough start the other night.
Yeah, you can't. Interestingly enough, the previous Cub series, we all are saying, well, this isn't the big one. The big one's the 5. Little did we know the Brewers were going to continue a torrid pace and give themselves such distance. I do think you feel a lot better if you leave with the series win and the advantage on the season-long series. I think that makes you feel a lot more secure. It allows you to sort of give yourself that little bit of extra. Well, we didn't go in there and win as many as we'd wanted to, if it was only taking 3 out of 2, but we were ahead. And we gave ourselves a little bit of distance. We are good to go. It's not as good as we wanted, but we're fine. It's hard not to lose a little bit of the juice for it when you're looking around going, well, I mean,
we're all alone at the top. We're all alone.
This team barely loses. So, yeah, you're going to lose some games, which I think for a while you convinced yourself
they might never lose again. More
than jokingly.
Like, well, of course I was joking. Right?
I think it was 80%, 85% joke, 15% you had starry eyes like I've never seen before.
I was starting to think, well,
it's magic.
Well, I did call it magic, and I'm still starting to think it's magic, man. But yeah, you're right. It was more than 0%. They might never lose the game again.
It's like the one guy that called into Mike and Mike way back in the day and asked if a baseball team could go 162-0, and he firmly believed that.
The answer's no. But the Brewers we saw for 2 weeks, the answer might have been yes. Because here's the thing. It's not even what's so immaculate and unbelievable about what they've been doing the last really 3 months at this point is they don't just win baseball games. And they do, right? They win baseball games. But so many times it feels this season, and especially during that 14-game stretch, it was dramatics. It was fireworks. It was, we're going to trot out pretty much the B team, but we're going to score 15 runs while we do it. And that's the part that just absolutely didn't make sense for this group of misfits that shouldn't be 32 games under 5 or over 500. And, there was a clip of me that circled the internet, and I got a little bit of hate for it last week. But I want to reiterate what I meant by it, because I think Will and Joshy, the 2 producers behind that clip, I think they clickbaited the hell out of me a little bit. The point I was trying to make is how impressive. I love how everybody in the room just shook their head in unison.
You're responsible for the things you say on the air.
No, correct. But the point I was making, and I made before and after that clip, but not in the clip, is how unbelievable of a maximizer Pat Murphy, Chris Hook, Matt Erickson, etc., the coaching staff of the Brewers is with this young talent. There's no reason Andrew Vaughn should be doing what he's doing. There's no reason Isaac Collins should be doing what he's doing this season, right? Isaac Collins should not win the Rookie of the Year. That's ridiculous. There's no reason that Sal Frelick and Bryce Terang should have added the power and are finding ways to hit home runs in timely moments the way they are and have been the last 3 months. The point I was making is I'm so unbelievably blown away by the way this roster, who, granted, shouldn't be this good, is by far the best team in baseball. And that's still the part I'm having trouble wrapping my head around, but I've just accepted it. And it might be magic, but they're just the best team in baseball for no reason at all.
When you're a small market team and a team that is going to be more conservative, you have to find every edge. And the Brewers have been good at this seemingly since the start of the Craig Counsell era, where you find your edge, be it via the front office or be it the staff members that you have on your, like within the organization, the pitching lab, the guys they got doing the hitting. I mean, Pat Murphy himself is a motivator. Dom was on Jen Game and Chewy talking about Ricky Weeks and how he's been very helpful to some of the younger guys, or some of the guys around that are looking to somebody who's done it before at the big league level. You have to maximize what you can with those things when you can't do it via a payroll. And that's something that I've always given the Brewers credit for, and I think is probably the one lasting mark of this era of Brewers baseball that we're all going to remember, was how good everyone was at maximizing the level of talent they had and the way they got those guys and the way they reinvented those guys. It feels like every time for the past decade, it's like, well, this guy came in low expectations and then he turned into a brand new player.
Yep.
It happens seemingly all the time. You see so many pitchers that are guys you recognize the name, you've heard it. And sometimes, like in the situation of Quinn Priester, I never heard of him, but they have so many guys that have showed up in the relievers and in the starting staff that the Brewers get a season out of them you would have never imagined in your wildest dreams.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I mean, like, Andrew Vaughn is the epitome of that, right?
He's going to be the poster child, just because, I mean, that guy, he was in the garbage heap.
Yeah.
They didn't want him.
Yeah. And here he is being Babe Ruth / Barry Bonds / everybody else.
Yeah.
Even Caleb Durbin, who is a Division III third baseman who is undersized, like just comes.
Hey, you were playing him. You weren't actually. But.
No, I mean, people say we look alike with our muscles and everything.
Yeah,
like, so
built very similarly.
I understand why you could get confused, but the amount of players from Division III baseball that make it to play professional baseball, nonetheless make it to the major leagues, is I don't even want to put a percentage guess on it because it's probably so small. So
it's not big, yeah.
That in itself is just a miracle that he made it there, and that he's performed to be an everyday third baseman is miraculous.
I want to get to a couple of comments before we get to Dom Cotroneo, who's live in Chicago. Chef Ed chimes in on the YouTube stream, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Strouf, the fibs are barking. We need to win the next 2 games and get it back to 9 games. Will, your dad chimed in. Dan the man chimes in.
It's been big on the Brewers. I gave him my login to watch the game since it's blacked out for him.
Love to hear that. It starts with #MIA, Mr. Relevant Army.
Love that.
Chicago sports media is going crazy over the Cubs' sweep of the doubleheader, like they won the World Series. Yeah, that's what happens when you're desperate and you've been in baseball hell for the last
little brother
couple of
energy.
weeks. Have the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Wasn't just the media, it was the team too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But the Brewers have the opportunity to get one back tonight, and obviously the series finale and the season finale, regular season finale between these two teams coming up tomorrow afternoon. All right, joining us now is our buddy Dom Cotroneo. Brewers Extra Innings, Brewers Warm Up 620 WTMJ. He is live in Chicago. What's up, Dom? How you doing? Long time no talk.
I know, right? Here we go. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is real ball now. These count.
These do count. And despite it being a 7-game lead, and I know you and I are in agreement, we talked about this the other night, it feels like this, and obviously there's a lot of baseball left to play, but it feels like this division race is probably over. Would like to see the Brewers get it back to 9 before they get out of there, but regardless, it's a large gap. And the way this team has played the last 3 months, it just feels like it's over. But do the 2 losses yesterday in your eyes, does it change the importance of the 2 games remaining in this series?
I think you just got to split. I think that's where I net out on this, because if you split these 2 games, right, and the Brewers find a way over these last, what would it be, 35 games or 36 games, whatever the number is, that basically that guarantees all you got to do is go 500, and even that probably wins the division by 3 or 4 games. And then, you look at the Cubs, them to just gain ground if you're just 500 and carrying water, like they need to go on a ridiculous Brewers-like run. They need to go like 28-8, something like that. And granted, my one fear is the Cubs' remaining schedule. And I don't buy into strength of schedule or record and winning percentage, but let me just read you this 3-city West Coast trip they got coming up right after they're done with the Brewers. Angels, Giants, Rockies. I mean, that's 9 games right there that easily could be an 8-1, a 7-2, and even could be a 9-0, I dare you say. So you need at least a split. Obviously, taking the series would be the most ideal situation, but make sure you don't lose more than 3.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Go ahead, Joshy.
We've spent a lot of time talking about all the different heroes seemingly that come out of nowhere and provide a big hit or a big inning for the Brewers. Who do you think is the most important but least sung hero? So the guy who has been the most important to the Brewers but probably isn't getting enough credit for it.
That's a good question, Josh. I think I'll go 1 on offense and I'll go 1 on pitching. On offense, it probably has to be Isaac Collins, even though he is getting love. I mean, I'm torn between Isaac Collins and Bryce Terrain. Now, Bryce is getting love too. So it's like, well, why are they unheralded? Well, coming into the year, specifically in left field for Isaac, I mean, this team had Manny Margot and Mark Canha in spring training because they had no idea what was going to happen in left field, trying to get as much depth as possible. I mean, when we woke up on the day that, position players reported, the thought would be Blake Perkins in center, Garrett Mitchell in there, Jackson Churio and Sal Frelick are going to be splitting time. Like, we didn't know what the outfield was going to look like. So Isaac Collins stabilizing things in those first 2 months of the year, I think, is massive. And on the pitching side, again, it's odd to give credit to somebody who is leading Major League Baseball in a stat, but it's Abner Uribe. I mean, this dude, given all of the mental battles that he's had, like, his season ended in April last year. And I think we kind of underrate the fact that he's putting more miles on his arm than he ever has. His control is better than it's ever been. He has controlled his temper much better than we saw last year, him versus Jose Siri in the heavyweight battle of the world. So the thought of him making that leap to stabilize the 8th inning, like, all right, cool, 8th and 9th inning, Uribe McGill, this game's over. I think that's a massive reason for the Brewers' success.
I love that. From Dom Cotroneo, who's joining us live from Chicago, presented by our friends at Cannon and Dunphy and Big Fish Contracting. So Joshy's jumping in. I wanted to play some superlatives with Dom because, Dom, I know you're doing a million media appearances this week. So I wanted to make it a little fun. I wanted to play a game with you. So Unsung Hero was our first one. Let's go to what I dubbed Mr. Billboard, which is pretty much like face of the franchise. When the Brewers inevitably... maybe not inevitably, but will be.
You always have to make it. Why not face a franchise?
Because it's a superlative, right? Like, so when you were in high
face
school,
of the franchise is a superlative.
Dom, help me out.
Wrong.
I thought I was
Not
being
wrong.
fun. I thought I was being fun and creative, but maybe he's right. Maybe I'm
tough for everybody. You want to know what my superlative was in high school?
What was it?
Most likely to be on radio or TV.
Oh wow. Well, that worked out.
Mine was funny.
It all worked
laugh.
Well, that still stands. Mine was class clown. Believe it or not. Will, any high school superlatives for you?
It
Most
wasn't
likely
star
to be
athlete?
president.
Will did not win most
was
likely
a
to be the
lie.
president. You just lied to us.
It was millionaire, so same thing.
You were most likely to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, millionaire's something
I
I
got
spell my
that one
last
wrong.
name here on YouTube.
I'm not. Yeah.
All right, let's go to what did I say, Mr. Billboard, face of the franchise?
Christian
Where are
Yelich.
we at? If the MLB is advertising, yeah, that's fair.
You don't need to think too hard on this one. We spent all that
that's
time
true.
joking about superlative. It's Christian Yelich. I mean, this dude could have a 30 homer,
Yeah.
100 RBI season. That's MVP vote caliber season. I know he's a DH mostly, but like, come on, like back surgery to a 30 and 100. That's exactly what everyone was like. That's like the dream. 3 standard deviations away of what you could imagine could happen for Christian Yelich after the way last season ended. And now, he could finish with a 275 batting average, 30 homers, 100 ribbies, 20 stolen bases. Like, yeah, of course this team's playing great because of Christian Yelich. That's why he's on the billboard.
Yep, very, very well said. Who is the most Milwaukee Brewer? Who epitomizes the city best?
Blue crawler, gritty, just gets the work done, isn't too flashy. It's Isaac Collins, Midwest kid, of course, Minnesota. It's Isaac Collins. He comes in like he's behind 0-2. No big deal. I'm going to work this, count 9 pitches and draw a walk and make you angry. But I'm just going to do my job. I'm going to play Gold Glove left field. Nobody knew my name when I was in spring training, and now I'm Rookie of the Year candidate. Isaac Collins.
I love that pick. We were actually talking about him right before you jumped on, Dom. I mean, his story is so neat to go from, like you said, nobody knew who the hell he was, and he's got a really good shot to win NL Rookie of the Year. He's Mr. Clutch. He comes up in every big moment, and obviously the walk-off home run a couple of Sundays ago. I've been so impressed by how cool, calm, and collected he is. To use your example of the 0-2 count, he is been one of the most impressive Brewers to me this season.
Do you think people recognize he's 28 years old?
No, I didn't know
When they say Rookie of the Year, you think
24.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so impressive to stick with it and then to have this sort of season at that stage of life. Like, guys usually break out before this. Certainly baseball is where you can break out later, but it's wild.
I got to be honest, I didn't realize he was 28.
Story. Yeah, I'll tell the quick story, too, of the reason why he's 28 in the big leagues now is because, he was drafted in 2019. We all know what happened in 2020, and there's no minor league baseball season in 2020. You lose a whole year of development. 2021, he comes back, and he's old for the level in traditional sense in A-ball, but there was such a logjam in everybody's rosters. Then the rosters changed, and the rules changed of how many teams you could carry and all this. There's a lot that timing is everything for Isaac Collins, and quite frankly, shout out to the Rockies for, not knowing how to develop players, and we don't want him anymore. And the Brewers we'll take him, and look at it now.
All right, next superlative, and I'm going to eliminate Isaac Collins from this since you already used him as an answer. Who's been the biggest surprise for you, Dom Cotroneo?
The biggest surprise has to be Caleb Durbin, because the way that I watched him play third base in spring training, it's like in the scene in Moneyball when Ron Washington and Billy Beane go to Scott Hatteberg and say, we want you to learn first base. Tell him, Wash, it's incredibly hard. And then, they cut to the montage of Hatteberg learning first base, and it's ugly, and he's clanking balls. And I'm just I'm not saying it was that ugly for Caleb Durbin, but I'm watching him in reps in spring training. I'm like, ooh. And then to now be a positive defender, kudos to Matt Erickson, to be a positive defender at third. He's got great hand-eye. He wants to get better at it. And, by the way, the offense is really good, too. So, Caleb Durbin easily, Short King Spring has folded into Short King Summer, and he is a massive piece of this team.
Short King Spring has become Short King Summer. How tall are you, Dom?
I'm 5'8". That is as much as I get because I don't get any help from my hair. That's for sure.
Okay, so short King Spring and Summer and Winter and Fall for you as well.
It takes one to know one. It takes one to know one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I like that. How about we gave this award out last summer. I want to give it out again today. The Sal Frelick Intensity Award. You don't have to give it to Sal Frelick if you don't want to. The Sal Frelick Intensity Award. He does have the namesake, though.
Yeah, you can't give the award every year to the same guy, right? Obviously, it's his award. I mean, who sneaky, super intense, locked in kind of guy? I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's Trevor McGill. Trevor McGill stabilizing the ninth inning and being able to rock out to Metallica on his way in for that awesome entrance and come in, slam the door, and he fires up the crowd whenever he gets a final strikeout. He's not afraid to yell. His reaction on the Blake Perkins throw at the plate was awesome. I mean, that dude's intense, but in a good way. And I think there's the trend on social media of looks like a teddy bear, could kill you, looks like could kill you is a teddy bear. I think that's Trevor McGill. Looks like could kill you is actually a really insightful, fun guy to talk to.
I love that. All right, last one for you, and I'm eliminating Christian Yelich from this one. MVP not named Christian Yelich.
I split, and you sent me the list, and I split this back and forth. I just was gosh, is it going to be William Contreras because of all the pitchers that we had in the beginning of the year, and now his offense is starting to turn back up in the right direction and trying to get things going there. But then I sat down and I looked at some of the numbers and I looked at and realized, who's really the MVP of this team? It's Jackson Chourio, guys. I know they went on this 14-game winning streak without him, but it's holy cow, they went on a 14-game winning streak without one of their best hitters. He was starting to turn it on. He was going to have a 70 extra base hit season as a 21-year-old. It's Jackson Chourio. And I know folks are like, oh my God, they lost back-to-back games. The Cubs are playing well. Like, Jackson Chourio hasn't played a game in a month. Like, it's just wild to think how good this team is without maybe their best player.
Yeah, that's a great point by you. All right. Well, 2 games left between the Cubs and the Brewers. Dom, before we let you go, I need to know what's going on in Chicago. What have the eats been? What have you been getting into outside of the baseball? Like, what's been the highlight of the last couple of days in Chi-Town?
With the rain out on Monday for that doubleheader, I was able to catch up with our good friend of the program, Adam McCalvey of MLB.com. We went over and grabbed a bite over at Frog Bar, if you're familiar with the Gold Coast area. Just, near Mag Mile, walked around a little bit. Beautiful day down here. I'm going to go on to Waveland and to Clark and Addison here tomorrow with my camera and try to get some man on the street stuff. See, hopefully some educated Brewers takes, hopefully some educated Cubs takes, maybe some hot takes. I don't know. We'll find out what the people are thinking about this rivalry. And hopefully, my dream scenario is that the Brewers win tonight. So that way I can get really how people are feeling tomorrow. Cubs fans are like, oh, God, they're going to do it again and all that stuff. So we're hoping that the vibe is good. I will say the crowds have been fun. Tons of Brewers fans down here. It's been super impressive to see how many Yelich jerseys, Chourio jerseys I've seen. And obviously we had the viral clip of the Let's Go Brewers coming up from Monday's game.
So we're allowed to call it AmFam South now, right?
I'll let you guys do that. I just follow the rules here.
You won't do it?
No. Because, You know why I won't do it? Right. Because, look, the Cubs are probably going to be a wild card team, and the Brewers are probably going to be the 1 seed, which means you're guaranteed to face a wild card team in the division series, which means there's a very good chance that is Brewers-Cubs in the National League Division Series if the Brewers hold on to the 1 seed and if the Cubs are a wild card. The thing that's going to be tough about the 1 seed, though, real quick, Alex, is the fact that the Dodgers get to play the Rockies and the Giants a bunch more. So that's why they're going to start coming back up, and the Brewers are going to have some tough stretches down here. So
am I weird for wanting that in the divisional round? If it's Brewers Cubs, am I weird for wanting that series?
Why would
I think you're going to face a quality opponent no matter what.
Right. And I guess that's why I think maybe I would be weird, is because the thing maybe I think me and Josh were talking about this before, that maybe got lost in the shuffle of the Brewers' 14-game winning streak. The Cubs are a really good baseball team. And obviously we've seen that
best record
the last
in
couple of days. Right. They're a really good baseball team. So that's why I asked, because, and obviously the Brewers are the best team in the league, but the Cubs are also really good. So I just want to make sure I'm not weird for wanting the rivalry, the council revenge series. Like, I just think the energy would be unmatched in an NLDS series between those two.
We can't be afraid of losing to the Cubs in the division series. Just imagine how sweet it would be to knock them out.
Oh, it would be the best.
The best.
Be the best. All right. Dom Cotroneo from 620 WTMJ. Last thought. Go ahead. Yep.
The best part about that, too, is that the travel and the extra day of rest. Remember, the National League gets an extra off day in this year's NLDS. That is going to be huge for both of these teams.
Absolutely. I know you got to get over to 620 WTMJ in a couple of minutes. Dom Cotroneo, live in Chicago, presented by our friends at Cannon and Dunphy and Big Fish Contracting. Dom, we'll be talking to you, I'm sure soon, as we lead up to what should be a really fun end of September and October.
I don't want to hear that song ever again. Let's go Brewers.
Let's go Brewers. You know what song I do want to hear again, though? You're a superstar. Come see what's brewing. Come see what the good times are. You know a team is playing really damn well when you get Josh DiMaggio to sing. I've never seen him sing before.
You got a few words. That's it. That's all.
I'm blown away. When's the last time you sang?
I mean, I sing regularly to myself. Or when I'm alone.
That doesn't count.
I don't typically sing on the radio.
Well, I do.
I've received a few pieces of advice. Never sing on the radio being one of them. And
I never got that advice.
It's benefited me thus far, and I don't plan to add that to my. Actually, I did sing once, but it was heavily edited.
What did you sing?
When we were doing, was it last season for the Packers songs with Wilde and Tausch?
Yeah.
Remember, they turned it into doing songs about that. Maybe it was 2 seasons ago, now that I think about it. That was when I did sing, but it was, what's the word I'm looking for?
Auto-tuned?
Yes. So it was hardly actually me singing.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah, I sing too much, probably.
Yes.
Okay, glad we're all in agreement. That's good. All right, real quick on Jordan Love. He is back to practice as of Monday. That was right after our show on Monday. He returned to practice. I love that they made some modifications for him. It was just 6 days removed from the procedure on his left thumb, his non-throwing hand. But rather than obviously putting him in a situation where he could retweak something, they modified it from 11-on-11s to 7-on-7s, which Matt LaFleur openly hates because it's like you're running a flag football practice for second graders rather than an NFL practice for NFL players. But Love's taking snaps rather than taking snaps from a center. He's picking the ball up off a small stool. And in the shotgun, he's just starting with the ball in his hand, which is fine. He's out there throwing. He's just trying to stay fresh, trying to stay, no rust for him here as we get closer and closer to the September 7th opener. But I think this is a really good sign because I think when you hear the word procedure or surgery, my brain at least, and I imagine yours did as well, immediately jumps to the worst. Like, oh no, he's getting surgery. That's really bad. That can't be good. The season starts in 3 weeks. Why is he getting surgery? Right? Panic mode. And you hear Gutekunst and LaFleur say, well, we expect him back at practice next week. And when I initially heard that, I was thinking, yeah, there's no shot that's happening. There's no way he's back in a week. And here he is 6 days later throwing footballs, which is a very encouraging sign. He will not participate in Saturday's preseason finale against the Seattle Seahawks. Doesn't sound like he'll participate in tomorrow's joint practice against the Seahawks either. But to get him out there, get some reps, all good in my eyes and makes me very, very, encouraged ahead of September 7th.
It felt performative to me. Like we heard a fan base that potentially is getting more worried than probably was due. I mean, he had a plastic bag wrapped around his left hand participating in outside practice. In case you guys were wondering, you could go inside. There's an indoor facility right there.
That's true. It was raining on Monday. That's what Josh is referring to.
Yes. Yeah, it was raining, so they put a plastic bag on his hand and had him go through the drills. I understand staying sharp. I don't think Jordan Love participating is benefiting the team or the offense in any real way other than him continually being like active. So it was a strange thing to happen. I think the thing that made me feel good was when he said, had this happened during the season, I probably wouldn't have gotten anything done with it. And once I heard that, then I was like, okay, we're fine. He's still going to be able to do whatever he needs to do. I'm not super worried. It's not like this is a rookie at this point. He certainly has a lot of growth to go and a lot of improvement we'd like to see. Yeah. But I trust him going into his third season as a starter to understand how to get himself there and not look rusty come week one.
Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't realize this. The Bears have signed backup quarterback Tyson Bagent to a 2-year extension.
Mm-hmm. Father's a world champion in arm wrestling, so...
It's up there with some of the most useless information I've ever received in my life.
What if we... Because that was every single Bears game. They talked about that. And it got to the point of the Jake Ferguson is Barry Alvarez's grandson, and Braylon Allen
Julius
is only
Peppers.
17. Like
Julius Peppers play college basketball.
Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
Now here's a guy.
I kind of love
Antonio
those fun
Gates
facts.
was like that.
Of course you do.
Well, I'm a dork, so I like hearing things like that.
Yep.
But how do you become a world arm wrestling champion? I didn't realize there was a professional circuit for that.
There's a professional circuit
first you
for
have
everything.
to be a meathead tool.
You have to be a meathead tool, he says. Yeah, that's probably true.
That's step one.
Or
then
you have
step
to be
two is
Sylvester
probably just
Stallone
competing.
driving semis and trying to get some
Meathead
extra
tool.
Well,
money.
meathead
I was
tool.
referencing a movie, but okay.
That would be not Rocky, the other one. Rambo.
Not Rocky, the other one.
No.
Rambo, that was his other series, right?
Well,
Rocky
yes, but he did a movie where he was a truck driver and he started doing arm wrestling competitions to get extra money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Was
a
that
terrible
before
80s
or after
movie.
pornography?
Wait,
What?
Sylvester still into pornography?
I believe he was in some films early in his career.
Well, I'm going to
Really?
be turning off the Wi-Fi on my phone, and I will check that to see if that's actually true. Because I don't think we should be just saying that about people without fact-checking it.
So Hunter is going to go ahead and fact check that for us.
I'll do it right on my work computer.
You go ahead. I'm not doing it.
Will, what's our theme this week? Will's Wednesday Week in Review.
It's the Brewers, of course.
Okay.
Yes. Oh,
Wait.
It's so the AI is telling me no, but there's a softcore film that he did star in the 1970s.
Okay, so it sounds like you're right.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need to issue an apology here.
Nope, just maybe let's double check that before we say it on the air about celebrities.
I thought I had it right.
Or include like a hypothetically, allegedly.
What's Sly Stone gonna do?
Sly Stone is the man.
No.
Rocky IV, one of the greatest movies ever.
Yes.
Rocky's never done it for me.
Not even Rocky IV?
No, the person he is and the way he talks just takes me out of any sort of movie.
Can you do a Sylvester Stallone impression?
No.
Yo, Adrian. All right, well, it's your time to shine. It's time now for Will Sommers Wednesday week in review.
Yeah, the Brewers, they carried a 12-game win streak into Cincinnati as they battled the Reds on Friday. The Crew found themselves down early, 8-1 in the second inning, but Bryce Terang did what former NFL quarterback Nathan Peterman could never do, going from his first read to his second read as Terang rounded first for an RBI double to make it 6-8. Fast forward to the top of the sixth while the Brewers trailed 8-1 just 4 innings earlier. Christian Yelich sounded like Kate the way he said +8 as he homered to make it 9-8. Nick, Aaron, Abner, Jared, and Trevor all threw consecutive scoreless innings out of the bullpen. NAAJT equals nothing allowed after Jacob throws was the saying for the bullpen after Mizorowski's tough start, as the Brewers would go on to win 10-8. Bryce Terang reminded me of myself at the casino the way he was saying double or nothing as he had another RBI double to start Saturday's game. Quinn Priester could have gotten a Marlboro endorsement the way he was smoking the Reds, going 5 1/3, allowing just 2 runs.
That's good.
Despite Priester chain-smoking Reds, the Brewers found themselves down 2-1 in the ninth when Ellie De La Yips looked like Joe Flacco, who maturely threw the ball away when no one was open, causing Bryce Terang to score and the Crew to tie the game at 2. After a back-and-forth 10th inning, Andrew Monasterio made me hysterical and made me say, "Are you monosterious?" after he socked a 3-run home run in the top of the 11th to take the lead for the Crew. Nick Mears opened his bag of hot Cheetos and crushed all of those red things to close out the game for a 6-5 Brewers win. I missed Sunday's game due to an in-person scouting of an NFL game, including a quarterback that wasn't wearing socks. How will that affect his regular season play? Will he wear socks in the regular season? Is he worried about his calves getting sunburned? But I digress. On Monday, the Brewers went down to Chicago to take on their NL Central rival in the Chicago Cubs. Bryce Terang took after the 2007 CBS sitcom as he started the game with a big bang in the third with a solo home run. Caleb Durbin continues to show why smaller guys with big muscles like me are the peak male athletic build as he tacked on a homer for himself in the fifth. Freddie Peralta looked like an NFL defense the way he shut down a Chicago team named after a carnivorian mama as the Brewers would go on to win 7-0. Due to a
Were you looking for mammal there?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have mama in my notes. Due to a sales meeting I had yesterday, I was unable to watch either game. With your Mr. Relevant weekend recap, I'm Will Sommers.
Due to a sales meeting I had yesterday.
Did have a sales meeting yesterday. Sold the love sack.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were talking about work.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought this was a real
sack.
thing. Then.
I did sell a love sack.
How much?
For the amount I was looking for, and I also got tipped $10 for helping them carry it to their car.
That's not what I asked. Not the amount what was the amount you were looking for?
$120.
So you made $130?
I did.
Good for you. Have we talked about the interaction you had about the love sack?
I don't think we have talked about it on the show.
I didn't sell it to that guy.
You did not sell it to that guy.
Strangely enough.
All right, I'm just going to come out and say it, and you can tell me if this isn't the way you read it, because I read some of the screenshots. The long and short is, I think somebody was asking Will to have a threesome with him and his significant other.
No, not
with
me.
the love sack.
Not me.
Are you sure?
I don't know, actually, but he was just asking me how he continuously added up the amount of people he was asking me that could fit on the love sack. Like, it started with 2. The conversation progressed. I was telling him, like, he's asking for some of the specs, like, what's it filled with? Is it filled with foam? And then it went on for a little while, and then randomly he was like, what about 3 people? Can 3 people fit on it? Which I found a little weird. And then he asked for my number because he said that he doesn't use Facebook Messenger.
Oh, did he?
So,
yeah. I wonder why.
There's a degree of me that just think people go on and just try and screw with people because it's so easy and effortless.
Yeah.
You think that's what this was?
Yeah.
I feel
just kind of string them along.
If he was trying to mess with me, I think he would have been a little more straightforward, though.
Wait till you get the number and then really reel you in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, well, congrats on selling the love sack.
Thank you. Big sales meeting.
I also thought he was referring to work. I'm glad I asked the follow-up on that. Well, congrats on the love sack being sold.
Thank you.
All right, Hunter, it's your time to shine. Each and every Wednesday, we play a game called One Word Wednesday, the best of all the rest we weren't able to get to on Monday or Wednesday shows. We fly through a bunch of topics. Me, Josh, and Will all each say one word about the topic that Hunter brings up, sometimes more, sometimes less. Let's play One Word Wednesday.
Usually it's more than one word. Wisconsin football announced or posted a video on Twitter that they will have a big announcement coming at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Any guesses as to what it might be?
It's uniforms is my word. I'm going to guess an all black.
IDK.
Reaching, maybe just trying to save their season, come out with something cool to make people interested and excited about Badger football.
I agree with you on that.
I don't know if my temperature's ever been lower.
I agree with you. I'll watch.
I'd be kind of back in if it was black uniforms, though. All black, black helmet.
Yeah,
I'd be kind of back in.
They're going to start the season or 2-0, and then all bets are off.
I contend Wisconsin athletics have some of the worst jerseys in all of college sports.
I mean, they're just very basic. I think when the men's basketball team has been doing the player design one, those have turned out cool. Oh, I like those with the Madison skyline on the shorts. I do like those. But yeah, no, I agree with you overall. So yeah, after the first two games, when they will hopefully be 2-0, their final 10 games, 9 of those 10 teams, all of them except Maryland, received votes in the offseason coaches poll. That ain't good because Wisconsin didn't. What's next?
The Jerry Jones Dallas Cowboys documentary on Netflix is out. Will or have any of you watched?
I actually just want to flip this on you. You answered that question with one word.
Absolutely not. The way that Jerry Jones is handling the Micah Parsons stuff, I refuse to consume anything that involves him. I genuinely don't know if I will watch any Cowboys games this year. I'm so upset about the whole situation.
Wow.
A ban?
If Micah Parsons is not back with the Cowboys and has a new contract, we might have to talk to the unsportsmanlike crew and rip off the Michelle Smallman NFL Bachelorette and do the NFL Bachelor for me. I might be done.
We don't need to do the Bachelor, Hunter. We'll welcome you with open arms.
No, I'm not joining the Packers fan base. Won't do it. Can't do it. I will look at the other 30 teams in the NFL. Not doing the Packers. Won't go back to the Cowboys.
I haven't watched it. I will watch it. I'm excited to watch it. The clips I've seen have been tremendous.
Yeah, they're so good.
The one, his downtrodden mumbling as the Packers are whooping the Cowboys 2 years ago. Oh, beautiful.
Didn't he call it the most devastating loss they've ever been through?
Yeah, they've lost NFC Championship games too, by the way.
Him and Steven, I believe, were talking about what they look for in coaches. And as you know, the sort of over the past decade or so, the cerebral X's and O's guys are kind of the flavor of the month. Jerry don't want that. Jerry wants a yes man. Jerry wants a guy who's going to talk the way it's just beautiful.
It's a train wreck.
I mean, is there anything imaginably better than Micah Parsons ending up on the Packers?
No.
For this program and just the amount of glee I would get.
Oh, Hunter would be awful. Me and you would be insufferable. I mean, that would be best case scenario ever.
I mean,
if Micah Parsons was to wind up a Packer, which I think is super unlikely. But I will say this: I don't think it's super unlikely he gets traded.
Yes, if you listen to Adam Schefter today on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, he lays it on thick. And we've seen Jason Wilde do this, and we've seen Adam Schefter do this. The people who are in the know, when they can't really say something, but they want you to come to a conclusion on your own, they do a really good job of pushing you one way. And that's how I felt about Adam Schefter's appearance today. He kept saying, put the pieces together. They haven't talked. He didn't agree to the highest paid player in the non-quarterback in the league contract. It seems like it's going away, and I don't think it's going to be Hunter.
Well, Goody better be on the phone because this is a swing that changes you from maybe you're a contender.
It's Reggie White.
Yeah, it's the 2025 version of that,
Yeah.
Or Charles Woodson. I mean, when you have an opportunity to land one of the best game wreckers in the National Football League
Until he gets into the
on
playoffs.
a young up and coming team, you pull the trigger if you can. So that is absolutely.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I ignored it.
That was a little bit of
That's
even if I
bitterness.
lose him.
Yeah, that's bitterness. Is what that is. That's just pure
Yeah, he doesn't
bitterness
show
from
up
that.
against the 49ers, doesn't show up against the Packers. Still want him on the team because he's my guy and I bought his jersey, but dude disappears
But
in
if
the
he
playoffs.
leaves me, he can't do it in the playoffs.
Hunter's bitter. Those are our words. All right, what's next?
Paul George is the only remaining active player from the 2010 NBA draft class since John Wall retired today.
Can everybody do one for me?
No.
No,
Will,
I'm not
will you do
doing
one
it.
for me?
Not on camera.
So yesterday in the office when this news came across, I tried to get 11 different people to give me a quick John Wall. Josh, any guesses on how many people gave me one?
0.
That's correct. 11 people I asked.
You know what? I bet I could go up and get probably 9 of those 11 to do it.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
because it was you.
Well, 100%. Yeah. That's my role around here. People don't respect me. People don't listen to me. People don't want to entertain me.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes, and I understand that, but you know me, I'm persistent as hell, and I'm annoying as hell. So after I got the first 3 no's, I went, oh my God, I got to ask everybody. And everybody said no. But I did so many John Walls yesterday. Who was that song by? Troops 41, I think was the group. One Hit Wonder. It's a great tune. Watch that music video this morning.
Okay.
Speaking of language I don't understand right now.
All right, well, underrated would be my word for John Wall.
Well, it was a Paul George question.
Well, it was just
Playoff P.
Yeah, I mean, it was just
Podcast
the fact that he's the only one left. We'll just move on.
Paul George, actually, a quick nugget on him.
Here we
He was
go.
in line going to a club the other day and was wearing a knee brace, so he is committed to rehabbing his injury
Good.
instead of podcasting.
Yeah, just sit down on that couch, bro.
The U.S. Open for tennis has started. How many minutes will you watch?
0.
Probably 30. We're a big tennis family, so
Who's we?
my mom, she's
Oh.
a massive tennis fan. She actually was just working the tournament in Cincinnati, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I might flick it on. Alcaraz and Skinner. I don't know if anyone cares. We're supposed to have the championship match, and Skinner got sick. So
Is
they
it
couldn't-
Skinner or Sinner?
Sinner. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Skinner. Skinner is
Jeff
the
Skinner.
Skinner is the principal on The Simpsons, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, but they couldn't finish the championship match. So
Big
looking for a
tennis
rematch.
household, but doesn't know number one's last name.
Number 2.
Number 2. Come on.
Come on.
I thought he was number
Yeah.
one now.
Alcaraz always number 1.
Always.
Always, yeah.
Duh. One last one. Back to college football. Badgers tight end Lance Mason is on the Earl Campbell Award watch list. This is for the offensive player with a Texas connection. He went to high school in Rockwell, Texas.
Just real quick, Strouf was right. Sinner is the number one ranked tennis player in the world. ATP
Alcaraz
rankings.
is
Thank
number
you very
one in our
much.
Just 'cause
hearts.
he won.
Move on. Talk about Lance
Yeah.
Mason.
It's just because he won Wimbledon.
Alcaraz number 2.
Alcaraz.
I know ball.
Alcaraz, not the island.
I
said
didn't say Alcatraz.
I thought you did.
Lance Mason, Earl Campbell Award watch list.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
I
don't
literally
care.
said Badgers tight end.
Yeah, you could tell me that. You might be making him up. I don't know who he is. What happened to Robert Booker?
No idea.
I think he retired, actually.
JT Seagreaves is still
Anyway.
there. Shout out Monroe.
Oh, yeah. Monroe, yeah. Cheesemaker. Cheesemaker, yeah. Okay. Good for him, I guess. It's going to be hard to win a national award when you win 4 games.
They're winning
Is
7.
it actually a national award? 'Cause
It is.
It's the best football player who came from Texas. This sounds like a Texas award.
Yeah, but like the number of players that have played high school ball in Texas that now play college football,
There's
kind
an
of
award
big.
strictly for Texas-based players?
I
Well,
just
I've never heard of this player nor this award.
correct.
Yeah. I saw it on Twitter.
Is this what you as a giant Badgers fan are grasping to? Hey, this guy is actually a preseason finalist for an award that you can only win if you're born in one of the 50 states. Pretty big deal.
No, it literally just happened to pop up. They tweeted it out 5 minutes before the show. So I was like, oh, I'll throw that on there.
Josh, Will, you guys both owe me an apology. Yannick Sinner, number one.
I wasn't saying. I was just agreeing with Will because it's funny.
All right, Will, you owe me an apology.
And he couched it. He said, in our house.
At the end of the year, then we'll review the tape.
Two things. First off, number one, he said we're a big tennis household, and then he called him Skinner.
Yeah.
And then he got the number one ranked player in the world.
Freudian slip. He's a big Jeff Skinner fan.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it here.
No, you don't. Shut up.
Time now for what we missed and what we learned, which is presented by Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Whatever you need, whiskeys, rums, gins, whiskeys, vodkas. I think I said whiskeys twice. Brandies, all the in-betweens. Elevate your tailgate, your backyard outing, your campfire, your party, whatever you've got going on the rest of the summer with Door County Distillery. They're available all over the state, and they are delicious, and they are affordable, and they are local, and they are award-winning. Check out their website, doorcountydistillery.com. Find the retailer nearest you for whatever product you need, whether it's the Rock Island rum, the cherry brandy, infused with local Door County cherries for your old fashions, all the in-betweens, doorcountydistillery.com. All right, well, what did we miss today? Anything?
We don't have any words, but I do have an interesting headline that Auburn has claimed a bunch of national championships. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah.
That the university is claiming that them recognizing the championships aligns with the well-established standard used by the NCAA's official record book. So they're claiming the 1910, 1914, 1958, and 2004 seasons as national championships. I've read the article a bunch of times, and it still doesn't make any sense to me how they're just claiming national championships, but they're putting it up on all the banners at the stadium.
That's sick.
Yeah, I kind of love that, actually.
2000?
Because nobody, wait, what years again?
It was 1910, 1914, 1958, and 2004.
Okay, so 2004 is recent enough, but the first two, nobody's alive to dispute that.
And they bring up a bunch of different indexes of rankings where they're number one in at least two of them to justify why they should be the national champions for those years. It's very interesting, and I don't know if it's just because I'm not super intelligent that I can't understand why or how they're doing this, but
it's because they used to do the AP would vote on one, and then another outlet would vote on another one, and then they would claim those. So if you have a split, you'll see some years there's different national champions for the same season. Richard Nixon actually determined a national champion once.
Oh, wow.
that rules.
So 2004 is the year USC was sanctioned, though, right?
Yeah.
So now they're claiming
2004. The Orange Bowl was number 1 versus number 2, USC versus Oklahoma. So Auburn decided, despite Oklahoma being in the national championship game and playing for that position,
it's ours.
They claimed because in the final AP poll they are ranked 2, and Oklahoma fell below them because
that does add up.
In the Sugar Bowl,
Bad
the
loss.
3-9 matchup with Virginia Tech. They won that game.
I love that. I honestly respect the hell out of
that. That might have
this.
been Michael Vick, Virginia Tech as
would
well.
have been,
yeah.
Well, he was drafted in 2004. So was this game played in 2004?
But it would have been January of 2004 would have been the bowl game.
Yeah.
So
he got drafted.
Okay, so then he would have been drafted a few months later.
Yeah.
So that would have been Michael Vick.
It is a genius marketing tactic at a time when Auburn football's hasn't been at the highest in the past couple of years to just win 4 national championships in one offseason.
Never
start sending those offer letters, 9X
Recruits.
national champions on it. Yeah. That'll get those high schoolers ready to go.
Unbelievable.
So when you claim a title, does the NCAA have to agree and recognize it, or is Auburn just saying no?
They can just do it.
This is mine.
Like UCF should do it from whatever year that was.
So what's stopping Oklahoma and Utah and Texas all for saying actually no, it's ours?
No, that one's ours.
Late to the punch.
They
Yeah, they were
could, in
first.
theory, they
First.
could. There's also, again, there's a few years where there's different schools that do it, and then I can't remember who it is, but someone won't claim a national championship if they didn't win their final game of that season. So even if they were voted number 1, they don't claim it. I think that might be Alabama, but I can't remember. Like, it's weird until they got to the BCS system, and then now obviously the playoff.
One final thing we missed. Our friends at the Third Street Market Hall and Visit Milwaukee giving out this Milwaukee's Pocket Pancake shirt to the first 200 people who arrive to the Third Street Market Hall tomorrow for the Brewers and Cubs series finale. Check it out. This is Batter Up, Milwaukee's Pocket Pancakes. They've got 200 of these puppies floating around. First 200 people to show up tomorrow to the Third Street Market Hall right here, right outside of where we are right now.
Right here.
That seemed unnecessary.
Right here.
Right.
You gonna be out there shaking hands, kissing babies?
Glad handing? You know me. Yeah, probably. So that game tomorrow between the Cubs and the Brewers, obviously the series finale and the season finale. It's a 1:20 start. First 200 people to show up at the Third Street Market Hall will get a free Milwaukee's Pocket Pancake shirt. Pretty awesome from the Third Street Market Hall and Visit Milwaukee. All right. Good stuff this week, guys. We're off Friday. We're back at it Monday. And I think from Monday forward, we're good, right? Like, it's football season. We're here 3 times a week. We're good to go?
If I feel like it.
I've seen enough 11 on 11 action that I'm ready to declare football season.
Let's
officially.
go. Let's go.
High school
I've been watching
football
Hard
starts
Knocks.
this week. We got Prep Mania. It's already football
College
season.
football?
Tomorrow or Friday?
Both. Sun
Which
Prairie
games do you
East at
have?
Verona is Thursday. Jesse and the Dean on that one. And then I have the Slider Bowl. Lake Mills, Lakeside Lutheran. 2 schools separated
You
by
love
a
that
block.
game. You love that game. You
Oh,
call it every year.
It's the
Why
best.
is it called the Slider Bowl?
I don't know.
Because the winning team, I have to look it up again. I believe it's the Kiwanis in Lake Mills will then, to the team that won the games practice the next week, go and make the entire team cheeseburgers. So they call it the Slider Bowl. Last time I did this game, Lakeside Lutheran won on a
Nice.
walk-off field goal. It was great.
Hunter, man. The GOAT.
Love Prep Mania.
You fired up? Are you fired up to watch Iowa State versus Kansas in Ireland?
Farmageddon? Hell
I'll bet
yeah.
on it. I'll bet on it.
How? No, this is no disrespect to the great people of either Kansas State or Iowa State. Why the hell are they playing in Ireland? That's what we're sending?
Welcome to week 0, the dumbest branding in all of sports.
0 is still something.
All right, we're done here. We'll talk to you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Weekly Wildy coming your way later this week in the Mr. Irrelevant podcast feed as well, as Jason and I talk all things from Packers Seahawks ahead of their preseason finale on Saturday and, of course, the joint practice. So you can keep your eyes on that. If you're missing Mr. Irrelevant on Friday, we will have that up on the podcast feed, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and, of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app. In the meantime, make it great. We'll be around. We'll talk to you then. Goodbye. Peace. Love. Happiness. Peace.